Introducing the new cards for Lyrical Monesterio, along with some cards for Monster Strike. So let's begin. But first, cards for the last few days. We start off with a double rare, Heavenly Great Thief, Ishikawa Goemon. Grade 1 80 power and skills. Auto regard. At the end of the battle that this unit boosts a grade 3 and the attack hit. Cost, put this to your soul, discard a card from your hand, search your deck for one card with the same card name as that unit that was boosted, reveal it and put it to your hand. So given some attack hit pressure, that can also be a Persona Ride Searcher. It's okay, just don't like attack hit. Next, a triple rare, plus Angel Abba. Grade 1 80 power and skills. Auto Vanguard rearguard. Once per turn, cost, put a card from your hand at the top of your deck. This card gets plus 10k power to the end of the turn and then shuffle your deck. So essentially exchanging one card for some power. In many cases it's not worth it, but since you're putting it on the deck, this could actually potentially combo with some cards. For example, cards that cannot be called from hand for abilities to activate, or things that just need to be called by ability. And there's also increased chances of triggers if you need to. Next, another double rare, Power of United Emotions 2 for All. That's literally the name. Grade 2 tank power and skills. Auto, when rolled upon, costs, put a card from your hand to your soul, and call this to rearguard. Not bad! First you got choice soul charging, and in place you get this unit, which is an intercept, but it also has a second skill where count rearguard during your turn. If you have 3 or more units, this unit gets boosts. A lot of Monster Strike cards require you to boost to activate abilities, and considering that this is a grade 2 with 10k power, that's a 10k booster right there. So not too bad. We continue off with another double rare, Loomed Heavenly Blade Juzumaru Sunesuku. Grade 1, 80 power, and its skills. Auto rearguard. When your opponent's rearguard is retired during your turn, this card gets plus 5k power until the end of the turn. Yes, this stacks. I don't know why this is a double rare, considering that cards like Riopia has this ability too. But there are a good number of Monster Strike cards that retire your opponent's rearguards, so this is considerable for some power, especially when power is kinda lacking. And then another double rare, Best Rock Band of the Cosmos Wicked Pistols. Grade 3, 30 power and skills. Auto, when this card is placed on Vanguard, if you Persona Ride this turn and your soul has 3 copies of itself in soul, cost Counterblast 3, choose 3 of your opponent's rearguards and retire them, and this unit gets plus 300,000 power with 30 crits until the end of the turn. That's a lot of power and crit, but it is a little difficult to set up. You do have soul charging and Monster Strike and soul swapping, so you can pull this off, but it is a 3 counter blast and your opponent can always PG it, but moments that your opponent doesn't have a PG, they're dead. But in that, this card is pretty useless if you first ride it, because it literally does nothing until you Persona Ride it, and it has to be on place on that moment to activate the ability, so you have to set everything up beforehand. But it's a fun card to experiment with. Finally, another double rare, Magical Emperor of Another World Napoleon. Grade 3, 30 power and skills. Auto Vanguard rearguard. When this card is boosted, if you have 3 or more units, cost Counterblast 2, this unit gets plus 1 crit until the end of that battle. A Cater Sanctuary card does this too, the only difference is it requires grade 3s. And Counterblast 2 for just 1 crit is totally not worth it. If it gets some extra power, I'll probably consider it. And now for the Tuesday stream, here are some V promos. I'll say they are pretty decent. If you get the Tachikaze one, that one is actually pretty good, being able to let you draw a card, and not only that, be able to retire your opponent's rear guard, but it has to be at the end of the battle. So it is a counterblast one for a plus 2, so not bad. And the Bermuda one just does bouncing for some power. And then we got a D promo, do not bother with it. And then to the Monster Strike cards in the stream, our first one being Innocent Heavenly God Onyenkobon. Grade 2 tank power skills. Count rearguard. This card can intercept from the back row. There's actually a good reason for this, because of its second ability. Auto, when this unit intercepts, all your front row rearguards cannot be hit until the end of that battle. We have some cards that can attack your opponent's whole front row, and considering that this can intercept in the back row, well, you can intercept and protect all your front row units. That's a pretty nice counter right there. Although against decks that do not have that, well, this doesn't really do much, but it is an additional 5k intercept in the back row. And then we go to another cover card, Knocking on Heaven's Door Uriel. Grade 3, Dark and skills. Auto Vanguard. When this card attacks, if you Persona Ride this turn, choose any number of cards from your soul and call them to open rearguards. Put the rest of your soul to the drop zone. Not bad. slow for needing Persona Ride, but it is a free plus up to 5. With my only gripe is that it has to be on open rearguard, so you cannot do the multi-attack, but it makes sense, so I'll take that. But second skill, Auto Vanguard. When this card is boosted, cost combos 1, discard a card, and retire all your opponent's back row. Also not bad. Destroying all your opponent's boosters can actually have a heavy effect on the game, and there will be a good number of decks that will be relying on the back row as well. So overall, pretty nice. And now to the Lyrical Monesterio cards for the Archetype of the Trial deck, being Astesice. Here's the starter along with the crit and heal trigger. Those are just reminder texts on how to use the trigger, so it's not a unique ability. And then we go to the grade 1 of the ride line, Astesice Nanami. Grade 1, AK power and skills. Auto, when placed on Vanguard, choose a grade 1 or less from your drop zone and call it to rearguard as rest. Thank you, it doesn't just call anything. If they done that, your opponent literally could just discard a grade 2 or a grade 3 and just ride this from your ride deck and then just call that big grade card. And luckily it's rest, so it doesn't give you an additional attack for the turn. So pretty nice. But its second skill, auto, when placed on rearguard, this unit gives 2k power into the end of turn. Now why this one says just on place is because this archetype focuses on playing with the Bermuda's playstyle of bouncing your golden cards and calling them in battle. Now to the grade 2, Astesice Kiora. Grade 2, tank power and skills. Auto Vanguard, when this card attacks, choose one of your rearguards and return it to your hand. Like I said, Bermuda playstyle of bouncing, which I'm glad they brought back for the Overdressed era. But its second skill, count rearguard during the battle that this unit is boosted. This unit gets plus 5k. Easy in condition, but mainly use this card just for the ride deck, obviously. Finally to your main unit, Astesice Carry. Grade 3, 30 command skills. Auto Vanguard, when this card attacks, cost Soul Blast 1, choose 2 of your rearguards and return them to the hand. Which does combo nicely with its next skill, Auto Vanguard. At the end of the battle that this unit attacked, if you Persona Ride this turn, choose 2 cards from your hand and call them to rearguard. For free! So yeah, this is actually pretty nice. The first skill lets you return 2 cards, which of course lets you do a lot of reuse on plays, even shield value, and if there's cards that have abilities when they get returned back to your hand, that's extra bonus right there. And it combos well with the second skill if you Persona Ride during the turn, because you could call 2 units back, which can re-trigger on-place abilities faster. So yeah, I'm looking forward what kind of support that this deck will get. Finally, to the new start deck being the 6-1, Mine Mirai Seal Blaze Maiden. It's a Dragon Empire start deck. Seeing all that, and based on its name, it's probably going to be relating to Trickstar and Overdress. The character that will obviously be using it is Mane Mirai, which was revealed during the end of the first season, with her ace card being Seal Blaze Maiden Bova Sagara, another Indian name. I am looking forward to this, because it might relate to Trickstar and I am playing the deck. Now will this replace Nirvana? I don't know, I might end up just sticking with Nirvana because it looks cooler. But I hope this doesn't play with the Overdress playstyle, just to differentiate. It can still relate to Trickstar, just not with the Overdress playstyle. So that's it for this stream. What do you guys think about the Monster Strike cards, the Lyrical Monesterio cards, and the new start deck? Monster Strike, as much as I like their designs, I am starting to become less interested with them. Lyrical Monesterio, they brought back the bouncing playstyle that was from Bermuda, and I'm glad that they added that in. And then for the new start deck, I'm just excited overall, because it looks like it's going to relate to Trickstar. Although I was expecting it to relate to the main villain of Season 2, just because of all the build-up that it was happening in Season 1. But what we got, I'm fine with too. But other than that, have a nice day.